What's up guys,
Here's Johnny!
here with another video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to level up your ability to hide loot and keep your loot safe by using one of the most simple and primitive structures. Got any guesses what that structure is? If you guessed mortar and pestle, then you've got big brain for sure. If you got it wrong, then this video is just for you. Let's get into my 3 methods for hiding loot using only the mortar and pestle. Method 1 is the most simple and well-known method that I'm going to show you. All you got to do is place a pillar and then place the mortar and pestle on top of it. Now you've got yourself a nice little hidden storage stash that you can access and keep some of your important items in. The cons to this method are that, number 1, like I said earlier, it's well known, so people are going to be more likely to check on top of your pillars when they come across them. Con number 2, other players don't have to destroy anything. They can simply access and grab whatever loot they see in the mortar, no problem. Con number 3, it's also difficult to disguise a pillar stash as something natural, because anything you place on top of it, besides a hatch frame, would block the mortar from being accessed. You can experiment with trying to disguise this method into a bob base of some sort so that your stash hides in plain sight, but no matter how you do it, it just ends up looking a bit suspicious. So I'd say this method is not the most ideal, but I bet you can make it work somehow. Method 2 is much more useful. First, place a foundation, then place a pillar on it, and place another foundation on the lower snap point. Do this twice so that your foundations have been sunk 2 times. Now place mortar and pestles on the edge of your sunk foundation. I recommend placing up to 3 of them like this. Try to place them so that they're hanging off the edge just a little. It's going to take a little practice to position them in the perfect place so that they stay hidden while also remaining accessible at the same time. After your mortars are placed, place a foundation over your mortars. You'll notice that you can see the top part of them sticking out a bit, so this looks a bit sketchy. The next step should make it look a lot better. Snap a double door frame to the highest snap point, then a double door. Now the mortars are much harder to notice. Now you can just open the door and you'll be able to access your mortars. And if you place them perfectly, they'll actually be completely hidden from the top of the foundation while the door is closed, unless someone's really looking at the ground and happen to see them pop up. You may have also noticed that you can see them sticking out of the side of the foundation. You can easily just cover this up with another foundation, but then it might look a bit odd. It would look more natural if we disguise this as an entrance. To do this, all we have to do is place a ramp or stairs on the highest snap point. Now the edges are hidden in plain sight. Here's the way you can do this by hiding them between 2 foundations. I used a stone fence foundation to make it more easy to see where each mortar should be placed. Now place your foundations on top of the mortars and place your double door frame and door. With the proper placement, your mortars will be incredibly difficult to find. Perform this method anywhere you want, but try to make it look like a typical bob base that really isn't worth for another player to look into. Keeping this in stone helps you create this perception in the eyes of potential raiders. With these 2 double door frames, this now looks like a typical airlock that many early game bases tend to have. Method 2 works quite nicely, but I think method 3 is probably my favorite strategy to use. I've used this method before on official, and one of my hidden storage stashes never got touched once in the 4 months I was using it. Here's how you use method 3. You're going to want to sink your foundations one more time so that they've been sunk 3 times. Then place your mortars on the edge of the foundation, but leave them hanging off the edge just slightly. Now place a foundation over them. Then place stairs on the lowest snap point so that it hides your mortars better. To finish it off, add your double door. Now you can access them only from the side while your door is open, and you can't see them at all from above. This method leaves your loot stash the most hidden, but this can only be used on the edge, so it limits where you can place these, while still keeping the base looking natural. Now for some finishing touches. Fill in the walls and ceilings, but leave an opening so that it looks like this base has been raided. Also place just a few primitive structures inside, maybe a smithy and a mortar, but nothing fancy. Also, you can place beds on the lowest foundation and cover them with a foundation so that you have a hidden spawning point. One last thing if you're really serious about disguising this as a raided bob base. Chuck out a grenade or 2 so that you've done some damage to some of your walls. This will really help it look like your base has been raided and there's nothing left to see here. And that's all folks. We've successfully used the art of deception to keep our valuable loot safe and hidden. I hope you all found something useful or interesting in this video. I'd really appreciate you dropping a like if you did. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're down to see more stuff like this in the future. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.